എന്നേശുവേ എൻ ജീവൻ നീരല്ലോ, എന്നേശുവേ എൻ ബലൻ നീരല്ലോ, എന്നേശുവേ എൻ ജീവൻ നീരല്ലോ, എന്നേശുവേ എൻ ബലൻ നീരല്ലോ. സിലോവിൻ വാതിലിൽ വെളിച്ചം നീരല്ലോ, നിസ്സരം മുഖം കണ്ട് എങ്കും കളിപ്പേ. സിലോവിൻ വാതിലിൽ വെളിച്ചം നീരല്ലോ, നിസ്സരം മുഖം കണ്ട് എങ്കും കളിപ്പേ.
A very good evening to all of you. I, Jemima Lazar, host of Speaking Books, welcome all our dear subscribers and viewers of this special program called Speaking Books, which is being done in English and in the precious name and of our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ. We, as the team of Speaking Books, welcome you all. Please do support us and continue to see our program, and may it reach many, and may many people start to read books. Our reading journey is nowadays, I think it has started on a riding drive. So let's see how it is goes on. Oprah Vinifa, she has said a saying. What she says that books allowed me to see a world beyond my grandmother's porch. So really, it is books only which makes us to go and see the possibilities beyond which is allowed in our time. We all keep our thinking closeted in a box. So when we read the book, we get new experiences. Physically, we may not visit many places, but mentally, spiritually, we can reach many places, reach new horizons through reading books. Bill Gates, what he is saying that I have learned many things and I test even my own understanding by reading books. That much is book reading is influential in each one of our life. Often we see that many are not interested in reading books, but a time will surely come in each and every one of our life. I am talking about those who are educated, those who know to read and write. It may be English or in any of the regional languages. There will come a point in the life when they will start to read books. Winston Churchill, what he says that he says in a very funny way. What he says that if you cannot read your books, fondle them, peer into them, let them fall open where they will, read just the first sentence that arrests your eye, set them back on the shelves with your own hands, arrange them according to your plan so that at least you know that I have so and so book in my shelf. Let them be your friends, let them be your acquaintances. A time will come when you will start reading them. How true is that? I would like to share my personal experience of reading books. It was like this when I was around 10 years old. I couldn't understand why my siblings were so much interested in buying so many books and reading so many books. So I have 3 siblings, and my 2 elder brothers, they were voracious readers. They had a huge collections of 10,000s of books in their library. If there was a book exhibition, they would be the first people to go there and buy books. And I was, how can they buy so many books and how can they read it? And even if they read it, how can they remember it? That was a question of in my 10-year-old. So that was how I was. But then what happened was when I was around 14 to 15 years and in my teen, slightly my book reading interest was created. So what I first read was, I used to read lots of novels, and I was a voracious reader at that time. If there were a 300 or 400 page novel, so I will sit it in a one sitting and will complete it in 3 to 4 hours. So I got a membership in a library and used to read many novels. So it was like that. And around 19 to 20 years, when my elder sister got married, so I was seeing our children's ministry in Mumbai. So at that time, I realized that I need to gain my knowledge. I need to read many books so that I can teach children. So for that, I used to go to book exhibition with my brothers. And what book would interest me was just children's book or Bible story book. This my reading was limited only to this much. I just wanted to gain knowledge not only for myself but just to teach the kids. So that was how it was. And in my 20s, my sister, she used to get the spiritual books to read. So I would be very happy that she is gifting me a book. I would just receive it from her and keep it in my shelf. It would just lie down in the shelf. And this was how it was. But after some 25 years, I realized that I should know many things spiritually. Many things about Bible I don't know. So I have to gain knowledge. And for that, I started to read many study Bibles and reference Bibles. So I could say that my first reading plan started with the Bible, and I was very much interested in lot of reference Bibles, lot of study Bibles, and this was how my reading habit started. And after that, I realized there are many theological standings and historical contexts outside the Bible which we should know so that we can understand our Bible better. We should understand the context of the verse, and that is really very important. It is, if it is missing, it will really be a problematic for us. And so after that, I started to read theological books. So by the time I was 28-year-old, I got married and I came to Chennai. So my life partner, he was not much interested in reading books. So my reading books, it got decreased. But during the COVID period, we had some online forums where we used to have a lot of theological debates. So at that time, and again my reading habit, it increased. So I read many of theological books. So I got gained many knowledge, and from that period onwards, my book reading journey is going on. And speaking books is another platform which has interested me to read many books, and it is really going a very nice journey, I could say. So even you must be having a journey about your reading habits. I would really love if any one of you can share anytime in the comment box how is your reading journey going on. So really, we need to read books to gain knowledge so that we know how to approach a particular problem, how to solve a problem, how to approach a particular segment of people in the society. And for that, wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom comes from God, but knowledge we need to gain, and that comes only through reading books. So, with it, I would like to close and I would turn the mic to my dear co-host Aalish, who would be introducing the participants of today. And today we are going to have a very interesting session today, because when I saw the title of the book, it was really hard hitting to me. The book title was "Who Will Cry When You Die." So we all are taught that you have to be good human being, you have to be so and so, so that when you are not in this world, people will say good things about you. So let us say, see what we are going to learn from this book today. And with this, I would like to turn the mic to my co-host Aalish. Aalish, please.
Yeah, thank you, sister. To all the viewers of Milky TV, I greet you in the name of Lord our God Jesus. This is me, Aalish Evangeline, here to co-host you today's program. And it's for me, it's like a long gap after coming to this program. I've not come to the program since the last time. So happy to be here, and I hope all the viewers would be so happy to have our program and to see the review about the new book today. And before getting into the program, I'm again and again getting hit by a question called why should I read book? Me myself and Jemima sister are always saying many points about why should we read books, and today also we are having some points. The main point today I'm going to tell about only one point. If you read books, you'll get a true knowledge. And the next question will rise: if I search in Google, if I don't I get any true knowledge? Many will ask. If you search in Google or anything else, the whatever the informations will come, it could be faked after some time, it could be erased after some time, but whatever it is written in a book, it can't be erased, it can't be changed, or can't be faked. Myself and my mom was past before some time we were wondering about that, if we search for some information about related Bible and related spiritual things in Google or anything, we will get some information more and more before 2 to 3 years. But today, if you search for those things mainly related to Bible, you won't get the true information or more and more information in Google or anything else. Everything has been erased or has been faked by some influencers. But if you read a book, if you buy an old book, if you will be full and fully have will be loaded with the true informations, I think. And this is the main reason to read book. If you want true knowledge and you get, and if you want to be healthier in a spiritual relationship with God, read books. And closing up with this information, let's get into the introduction of our program. We have today our new presenter, Pastor Robinson Peter here. We welcome you, Pastor. To tell about him, in 1999, he came to full-time ministries. He has worked as assistant pastor in Assemblies of God Church, and he's a brought up of this church, we could say. And after this, by God's lead, he has been working as a branch pastor in Ponneri Apostolic Christian Church. And then after marriage, he has done in ministry in Kadalur. He planted a church there, and he led it to a disciple of God by God's lead. And he has also done discipleship programs in North India and many parts of the nation. He has a very good fellowship with Pastor David Prakasan and also with Pastor Peter Prakasan, who is in IPA. He has especially done in a holy spiritual anointing PowerPoint presentation, in gospel preaching, in healing ministries. More and more he has done, and he is given for apostle calling. I could say that apostle calling is the hardest part of ministry. I could say we are so happy he has given himself to that calling, and he has blessed with two daughters, and elder one is doing BSc and younger one is doing seventh standard. He, along with his wife, is doing a ministry named Wings of Peace Ministries. It's a self-supported ministry and it's an international ministry. He has done online leadership training program in the pandemic period of 4 to 6. Nothing could be stopped him in pandemic period too. Everyone, all the world was stopped in the pandemic period, but he was working for God unstoppably. We are so happy to hear this. He has studied Master of Arts in Biblical Studies in Hindustan Bible College, Chennai. We are so happy to have you here, sir. I welcome you. We heartily welcome you here. Thank you. And next, we have some new participants today. We all should know about them. And first, we are having Sister Jubilin Vinifa here. She is a good writer. She is a blog writer. She has published many poems. She has written article for youth. Currently, she is pursuing a postgraduate in literature. She has involved herself in children ministries in New Jerusalem Church, Pattarwakam, Chennai. We welcome you, sister. We are so glad to have you here. I'm so excited that you will be giving with the new words, and you will be leading more and more youth people to read books today. We welcome you, sister. Welcome. And next we have Brother Jabaraj from Coimbatore. He is basically from a Christian family. He has completed his mechanical engineering course. He is working in a motor and pumps manufacturing company. He is the aqueous engineer for past 1.5 years, and is doing ministry in NJC as a decon for past 3 months. We welcome you, brother. We hope that we will be having many interesting feedback points about this program and this book. And let's get into our review on this. As Jemima sister said, this book title itself is very catching, like Who Will Cry When You Die, written by Robin Sharma. We all would have come across this question. Even myself and all the viewers out there will definitely have come across the question: what will happen when we die? What will our cousins do? What will our sisters, siblings? What will our closest friend, best friends? How will they cry? How will they accept our death? How will our life partner? Everyone, we would not think that about all the angles in our life. To get the answer of this, I hope all the participants, all the viewers who are watching this will stay till this program end and get your answers today. And I would like to turn the mic to Pastor Robinson Peter and get his word. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Can you all hear me clearly? Yeah, thank you. I greet you all in the resurrection name of Jesus Christ. So I really thank God for this very new and unique platform for me to share my opinion and my review about this book to you all. And I was so happy on seeing all the young chaps who are seated before your camera and listening to me. The next generation, the God has a great responsibility over you, and He is expecting more from you at this end time of this world before His coming. You are carrying a great burden and shoulder in your shoulder. So it's so feel the responsibility and do great things for you. I wish you all once again. So this is the opportunity for me, which is very accidentally it happened to me. I was not so prepared to be sharing the review in this platform with this channel. I was with the other groups in Tamil channel, Tamil groups and all. So suddenly I got a call from the invitation from Sister Evangeline. No, am I right? Yeah, she gave a call and she invited me to share this review. But I was with the journey with this book, so I suggested I hope this will be okay. So she told, "What is the motto of that book?" I told, "It is a personal development book. So if it is personal development, you can share it." She told. So that's why I want. Before I want to go to the review, I want to know: have you ever gone through this book before? Anyone else? You can raise your hand. This book. No, no one else. Okay. This is so familiar book. This is 15 million books sold worldwide. This book attracted me in the title. There was a word called death, die, because why it attracted means the only group of people in the world who are brave enough and courageous enough to talk about death is the people of God. No one will, other than the Christian peoples, no one will be courage enough to talk about this topic. But this man, I don't know whether, because salvation, to whom the salvation will happen, we don't know. Whether this man is saved or not, I don't know. But he handled this topic and this word called death. Who will cry after you die, when you die? So that made me to admire, and I get into this book in the pandemic one. So before I pitching into the review, I want to give my personal opinion about this book. I want to cut short this book very short enough and brief enough for your conveniency. I hope after this you will have some personal commitments to be carried over, particularly to the bedtime. So I don't want to take too much of time. So I believe that you will be inspired to get into this book very soon, as soon as this review has finished. On that belief, I want to get into this pitch. So my personal opinion: this is not a Bible to believe it. This is book is not. This book is not a gospel to accept it. This book is not a revelation from God to have faith in it. This book is not a doctrine to argue with. Even though I bring forth this book because these are all the facts in life presented in new dimension, which we already know through the Bible, which Jesus taught us. I have a friend from a senior pastor. Once while he was preaching, he put a word like this. After a brief preaching, after that, he told one thing, that if I keep on talking, I will be destroying my preach. I myself will be destroying my preach. So why I am telling is, that is the style which this author handled this book while he was writing. He was so careful enough to handle the writing, the topics, not putting many words. There is nearly 101 topics in this book. When we see the 101 topic, it will be looking very burdened, that how is it possible to go through all this 101 topics? It is an admirable thing, that is, each and every topic is one page. Are you all happy on hearing that? Each and every one topic is 1 or 2 pages. That's all. Finished. Patapat. So I bought this book. Within a day or two, 1.5 days, I finished this book, and I got another book and I presented to my daughter also. She was very fond, and now I am going through this book second time. So really, the facts which he has recorded or documented in this book is all the facts and the truth which we believe and which we learn and which we hear and listen through the word of God. That was the wonder. He was a lawyer. Robin Sharma is an Indian author. He lives in USA, I think so. and he is a lawyer and a good writer. Nearly 5 or 4 books he has written, which is one of the best-selling books. There is another book he wrote that 5 a.m. club members, and yeah, another book, Life, a monk who sold his Ferrari, like that. He wrote nearly 5 books, I think so. I think I got all that books, but among that, this is one of the best books which he has written. So uh, he begins this book with this quote: "The tragedy of life is not death, but what we let die inside us while we live." With this quote, he starts this book. I don't want to put all the 101 topics into review. I will just give you nearly 5 or 6 chapters which admired me, which dragged me into that topic very well. So, first topic is the first chapter in this book is called Discovering Your Calling. This title, no, these are all the titles which we often and common use in spiritual realms only. We cannot see a common world man will be talking about topics and all. So that's why I brought forth this book. So in this topic, he puts three questions. He asks 3 questions. Who will cry when you die? The first question. The second, how many lives will you touch while you have the privilege to walk in this planet? The third question, what impact will you leave behind after you have taken your last breath? And in this, he quits one thing. If you don't act on life, life has a habit of acting on you. Discovering the calling. See the title. Discover in this title itself, he puts the discovering. This is a big challenge, no? For many spiritual children nowadays, they don't know their real calling. He gives the formula to discover the calling in a single line. Really, it was a glimpse of revelation for me. You have to stop waiting for other people to make the change in your desire. So if you do that, you can discover your calling. And in the 4th chapter, practice tough love. I have ever heard the word called tough love. He writes tough love. The tougher you are on yourself, the easier life will be on you. The quality of your life ultimately is shaped by the quality of your choice and decision. Effective, fulfilled people do not spend their time doing what is most convenient and comfortable. The successful person has the habit of doing the things failure people don't like to do. And in the 7th chapter, honor of your past. Every second you dwell in the past, you steal from your future. Every minute you spend focusing on your problems, you take away from finding your solution. Life's greatest setbacks reveal life's biggest opportunity. Another important lines which he has quoted is, I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles he has overcome while trying to succeed. Can you get it? This was a catchy word for me. It really made me to stuck in this sentence again and again. Because we all used to measure the success by the position where they are abiding now. But he is writing, I want to measure the success of a person not by his position, but I want to measure his success by the obstacles and challenges what he faced and overcame all through this way. And the next chapter is ninth chapter in this book. Learn to say no gracefully. Learn to say no gracefully. I have worked with the foreign people, with Italians and some England people. They often used to say to me that you Indian people don't know to say no. Whatever you ask to to Indian people, they will say, okay, okay, yes, okay, yes, okay. You won't think whether you are able to do or you don't know, it is possible, you don't think, you'll say, okay, okay. He handles that subject. I hope that you all heard about Brother Stanley BYM, Blessed Youth Mission. He once said like this, saying no is very important than saying yes. Saying no is very important than saying yes. Saying yes is very easy than saying no. Saying yes is very easy than saying no. So let us see what Robin Sharma handles this title in his style. If your priorities don't get scheduled in your planner, other people's priority will get put into your planner. Other people's priorities will be involved and voluntarily put into your planner. I'm going very slow because I don't want to rush through my subject, because my intention is the purpose of this review is once you should go through this book. That's my intention. So I don't want to rush through anything. I want to repeat. I want to stand in particular valuable points. And in the 28th chapter, this was the chapter which we just before discussed by the sister Jemima and by sister Aalish. Always carry a book with you. He writes, always carry your book with you. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. My personal learning, which I want to share you now in book reading, is book reading will help you to help your brain to stimulate your creativity. If you read a sentence like the boy is going in your bus, a red bus, automatically your brain will start to imagine the red bus and the boy. So think about in each and every sentence when you read, what will happen to your brain? It will stimulate your creativity. And it will help you to see a situation and a problem in a different angle. Reading book will help you to utilize and promote your memorizing capacity. Book reading will help you to develop your vocabulary, language vocabulary. So, likewise, the greatest leader in this new economy will be the greatest thinker. So, when you read a book, you will become a thinker. I hope you all know Dr. Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. He has written very good books. One of his books is Today Matters. A good book is our Today Matters. In that book, he has mentioned like this. If you want to be a good thinker, first of all, you must be a thinker. If you want to be a good thinker, first of all, you must be a thinker. Like that, he writes some more sentence. And another chapter is be behind people's eyeball. Be behind people's eyeball. Here he mentions one thing. Here are few practical tips to become better at the art of listening. So in this chapter, he mentions about the listening habit. There are people who never love to listen nowadays. They always want to interrupt while you are conversating, while you are talking. They want to put forth all their ideas first. So he wants to insist and he wants to promote this attitude with the reader. For this, he writes some tips. I want to go through that, even though it is little bigger, because it may get late to get this book in your hand, or else you may avoid. Who knows? But let this valuable thoughts be pasted in your mind for your memories. If you are speaking and the person you are having a conversation with has not said something, within the past 60 seconds, there is a good chance you have lost her and it's time to stop talking so much. Okay, getting? And second, resist the temptation of interrupt. Catch yourself just before you do so and pay more attention to the content of what the other person is saying to you. Third, if appropriate in business talking, he is telling about business talking. Take notes, few things more readily. Show the other person in a conversation that you genuinely wish to learn from what she has to say than pulling out a notepad and making notes while she speaks. Then, after the other person makes that point, rather than immediately responding with your opinion, reflect on what you have just heard, saying something such as, just to make sure I understand you, or you are understanding you, or you saying. And doing so with complete sincerity will bring you much closer to the people you interact with every day of your life. And the next chapter is, I love this title, Be Unorthodox. Be unorthodox. Here I want to put, because people nowadays want to be a mediocre. Always they want to mediocre. They are not ready to go against the people's running. I just missed the point. Yeah. 30. So he writes about the, and I missed that point. Yeah. I was just about to write it. I missed it. So avoiding unorthodox. So people nowadays want to be a mediocre. They want to be running through the flow of the flood where the other peoples are running. They are not able to take risk and they are not to think differently. He is writing about this topics. So these are all the main catchy topics which has admired me. And I hope that these topics will be taught you, hope you will be taught something valuable for you. And this book is not so much costly also. I hope it is some few 100 or 200 rupees only. So you can get it in Flipkart too, and as well as in Amazon. This book is available. You can just, I got it from Flipkart only. So this is the review which I want to present you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much. Today you really brought a book which makes us to reflect what we are doing, what we are thinking. where we stand? Are we going in the right path? And what are the blunders we are doing in a relationship with others regarding our motivation or our aims in life? It's totally a full personality development from beginning to last. This book captures everything and it makes us to think. The author is written in such a way that he is not putting his thoughts directly, but in fact is making us to think, to ponder what we are doing, where we are lagging behind, what we need to do so that we may improve. So in a gist, I could say this is all the book is all about. So today we have a team of young panelists who I'm sure would have many valuable, vibrant opinions. So we would really like to know our youngsters' opinions. So first of all, I would like to call Sister Sangeeta James to give her opinion. Sister, please.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, it was a very good presentation by Sir, which he has said about Robin Sharma's books, that is, Who Will Cry When You Die. This is really a very good book about personality development. So by reading this book, many of the youngsters, they will get motivated and they will do improvement in their lives. Like reading, we can see nowadays it very few of people do it. Okay, many of them like they Google, they search in the net and all. It is like that. So children actually in the school we tell the children, we motivate the children to read books, but many a times the children don't do it. Okay, very few of them only they do it. So it's a very good book which he has said that when we read in that book, has been there that book reading develops vocabulary. Okay, it develops the personality. When you read a book, you will become you will be able to
Sister,
appreciate.
that is not, excuse me, that is not the author's writings, but I just implemented my own thoughts, few sentences. That is the thing. But he has
Okay,
tried some other important things in the book.
right, yeah. And then he has said about this book, really it will develop the personality of the people if once if they get into the reading. So I would like to tell the youngsters that just go through this book. Okay, it tells many things. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Next, I would like Brother Sam to give his opinion.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, so the book title, Who Will Cry When You Die? The book by Robin Sharma. Just now I came to know that my wife bought this book before 2 years to read this, but she was not able to read. Her mom is a school principal, so she went and kept that book in the library. So I will recommend my wife to read watch this review. Yeah. So 2 points which I learned, maybe 2 tips which I can say. There are a lot of things to learn, but 2 things which was very close to my heart. First was measure the success of a person by obstacle, not by his positions. So that word, that sentence touched my inner mind. And the second thing was learn to say no. That was really very cool, because in my life what happened is, maybe someone uh, many friends ask me, so I immediately say yes, but I want to say no, but I was not able to say. So this word, but slowly I am trying to say no, because that saying no is very important. So these are the 2 tips which I learned from this book review. So I thank Mr. Robinson Peter for reviewing this book, and it was a wonderful presentation from your side. And that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Sam. Thank you so much. Sam was right. We all need to learn to say no. We are always ready to say yes, and we think that if I say no, someone might get offended. And Sir brought it out very beautifully. Actually, people's plan comes into our schedule forcefully, and it will go haywire. We don't know where we started and how we are going to stop it. So it's time that we learn to say no. And yes, it is quite hard, I know that, but gradually we need to learn it. And what sir hit me really hard, that Indians never knows to say no, that foreigners view regarding us is something. Oh my God, we need to change this so that at least we can say that, yeah, I have learned to say no. So it was a really very wonderful presentation by Sir, because Sir has brought all the catchy thing that which is important, especially I think for us youngsters. For youngsters, it is really, this book would be a valuable asset, I think. So next, I would like opinion of Sister Rebecca. Rebecca, please.
Praise the Lord, everyone. Robin, sir, you had given a really wonderful review, and just like this book, attracted you by the word of what who will cry when you die. This book does the same to me as well, because nowadays, uh, we youngsters are in such a race to leave a career focused life wherein we tend to forget the basic things in our everyday life, like uh, just staying happy, being happy in what we are doing, seeing if the people in and around us are happy or not, or what are we doing to actually impact anyone else's life apart from our normal job, which is just paying us to have a livelihood but not live a life on a whole. So, on that perspective, this book really is a reminder to all of us to, take a step back and, take a bird's eye view on, are we actually living a life, or are we just going through it? Because living a life includes a lot of other aspects, like being happy, having, doing something apart from your work and apart from the regular course that we do, having a own hobby that you create, or, just like I heard Sister Jubilin, if I'm not wrong, writes poetries. So that's a really good thing. So we youngsters are not told to pursue some passion as well, wherein we can project Christ from our life. We only have our jobs and studies and everything else, which actually takes away the main focus that can actually put, we can have on Christ and project Christ to our lives. So this book actually also motivates me personally to take a step into the spiritual world, wherein we don't just attend church and be a part of the church services, but we also go out of our way on a regular day and see what we can do to spread the gospel and bring more people unto Christ in this generation where people are more and more captivated by technologies rather than talking to each other. So I hope this book really helps out anyone who comes, and each one can find their own calling in this book. And thank you for reviewing this book, Robinson sir. That's for my book. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. You are right. We need to step back. We are running too fast. It shouldn't be like that. We fall somewhere and we are not able to get up, because we are living in a fast-paced world, and this techno world has made us to be still more faster. So we need to step back, because if we step back, it will be helpful for us. But running fast, it is not going to gain anything for anyone, not for the other person, not for ourselves also. And we run so fast that when we try to turn back and see, there will be no one with us. And that's how life is going for many people. So people run after wealth, people run after job. They say that I'm doing all this for my family. At the end of their life, when they turn back, the family would not be with them. The family says, you were not there when we needed you. You are in your career, you are in your job, you are from morning to night at job. So that's how many families are going through a very hard time. So we need to step back. So I like this point of Rebecca very much. Next, I would like opinion of Jubilin. Jubilin, please.
Greetings to everyone. So, I'm not such an experienced person to talk about the presentation, but I absolutely loved your presentation, sir. And then I absolutely love the point where you connected the word death, where and with the braveness of Christian people, and how they only allow themselves to talk about death and all, and also about how you like made use of a personal development book to spiritual perspective. So it was something new to me, because from a literature background we talk about romanticizing nature and the pain and struggle of a poet or a writer. And so this is something new, and I think this is something important for the current generation to make use of it also. As a gospel writer, I only pick up lines, verses from Bible and use it. But I think I should be like indulging myself into more books like this, and should use this to connect with my writings also. And I think it will be really helpful for me. And I absolutely love the point where you told about the your favorite quote, how the success is measured with the obstacles a person is faced. I think that is very important, right? Because we people in our youngsters, we see people on social medias and think this is they are in such a successful position, and we are like. Covered by the fakeness of social medias and all, but we don't really like try to understand the struggle behind the person, or the people who are going through it. So that point was really a valid point, and it was absolutely my favorite too. And the other one is book reading skills. My father, when I was in my childhood, my father used to bring books from Delhi, second-hand books from Delhi, which also included personal development books. But I used to ignore all those books because I was limiting myself to Christian books, like literature books, and about books which had a lot of colors and paintings in it. So as I am growing up and being a part of this program, I think personal development book is really important in one person's life. And I think why who will cry when you die, and this is an like a truthful question everyone would have come across. And personally, even I have thought, because we study Bible and all, and we know about afterlife and how we would be there and with Jesus and God. So I think I should be like making use of all those books. And I read a book called Ikigai. I went through few pages in Ikigai. It is also a personal development book, but I was not able to connect it spiritually with my well-being. But when you spoke about this book, I thought there were words like calling and all those. So I think there are a lot of books also. I would be really happy if someone could recommend me such books to read. And I'm very happy to be a part of this program. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jubilin. Thank you so much. So next, I would like to turn the mic to Jebraj to give his opinion. Jebraj, please.
Praise the Lord, everyone. This program was very useful for me as a first-time reviewer. Sister called me for reviewing book. Actually, I've never read a complete book once in my life, but I have an interest of reading book, but still not completed in even one book. But by God's grace, I'm just reading on, and I'm going to complete a book. But according to this presentation, I came to know many things as a uh, personal development. Say, when before 3 to 4 years back, I was my brother, cousin brother, taught me of personal development or some things he taught me. But I was searching in the net, but I couldn't able to get a proper information or proper guidance of improving myself in a personal development. But this presentation was very useful for me. um, See, I learned three four things like to tell no. First thing, because nowadays I started telling no, because before 1 year I never said no, because still now I make mistake telling yes, but I recognize that I after realizing that oh, we had a mistake, we have to tell no in this part, like that. Because from small age I started telling yes, yes, but without knowing also, if they say anything else, that thing may not be known for me. That time also I used to tell yes, I'll do that or anything else, but after that I'll realize what I'm going to do, like that. See, like this I make mistake. Now I started telling no. This made me very useful point for me. And so some more points like seeing like development of obstacles, how people come from obstacles. We may not see, we see only outer part of a person, and we don't see the development how they came. So that we need to know about their obstacles, learn from them, learn their experience, and we also need to ask their experience, and know, we need to go in their way also. Another thing, uh, like I can't get it, the point. um, um, Sorry, I'll finish my point because I can't get reach again. Two more points are there. I can't.
Listening. Are you telling about listening? Listening?
I'm not listening. Say,
Honoring your
tell
past?
me. No, 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 sir.
No.
Jabraj, in case you remember it, next Ali should be giving the conclusion. So before she ends the remember it, just raise your hand at last, then you can tell
Okay,
your
okay,
point.
okay. Done.
No problem, Jabraj. Okay, so we have all had a very valuable opinions from our youngsters today. And everyone, I think, including me, we have learned that we should learn to say no. So that is the main focus of everyone's opinion. So now I would like to turn the mic to my dear co-host, Aalish, who would be concluding this program. Okay, Jamraj, tell.
Ah, Very important thing. Nowadays, today, personally, I want to say is today I thought of one thing to carry a book, like sir told, no, like that. Because whenever in small age, my parents practice me to carry a Bible whenever I go to school, college, wherever I go. I used to carry a Bible. Whenever I get free time, I used to read Bible, and I used to share my experience, or my whatever I learned. I used to share with my friends. Now today I thought of this thing that I have to carry a book, and I have to need a continuous practice of reading books. So this point
Uh,
I particularly need to tell
excuse me,
this.
Jabraj. Excuse me. Also your book.
Also a book, yes, including
With
Bible, also with book.
better.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We need guidance from Pastor, I think, so that we can learn more. So, and we will really want Pastor to give more reviews in our platform so that we can continually learn and grow in Lord. Thank you, Pastor. And I would like to turn the mic to Alish, who would be concluding this program. Alish, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you for all the participants for giving your precious feedback. It was so a blessed program, I could say. It was a blessed representant by Pastor Robinson Peter. Thank you, Pastor. And the main thing I could say for everyone, to all the viewers out there, to read this book is the main first thing that Pastor said is it has one not one topics, but every topic comprises only 1 to 2 pages, so it will be very easy for us to read the book. And I am so tempted by this one word that I should read this book in the forthcoming days. That pastor said he read that book in 1 to 2 days itself. I think I will beat him by reading it within a 1 day itself. I'm so tempted by you, pastor, to read this book. And to get into this reviews point, as all said. And first thing that pastor said, you should discover your calling, what's your calling. And that's also a main reason for me to read this book. As a young girl, as I'm in the ministry, I'm doing ministry of God. I was very confused in discovering about my calling. What's my calling? As pastor said, if as soon before you realize what you're calling, every other people will start insisting their priority, uh, that will influence your privilege, that will influence your thought about your calling. So we should all have the clarity that what's our calling. I've seen many of them have gone in a wrong path, opposite to their calling. And everyone should read this book, especially who are doing ministries and who are in a confusion that what should I do for God. I'm called, I have the calling, but I don't know what my calling is, what the presence of God is in me. So everyone should read this book for this point. And he said all that the success success of one is not measured by the position of him, but by the obstacles and by the challenges he's coming and he's facing. And to say in this world, the obstacles and the challenges one coming across is not seen by another. It's not delivered to. It's if they try to show that also their obstacles and their challenges, it's not led by others, by the influencers to show. It will be always curtained, I think. So everyone should know of everyone others obstacle. If you have some obstacle, if you are coming across some difficulties, some challenges, you should think that this is the measure of our success. So everyone should think that, as pastor said, you should not say that you're in a big position. Everyone could become in a big position by some how to say, by their name of their father or mother, but one could come to a good position by only because of his challenges he come through, I think. So this is the main point I liked in this book. And the next point, as everyone said, all our participants said that you should say, learn to say no. Saying yes is very important. Saying no is very important than saying yes. As brother Stanley he mentioned, he said, I've heard that every foreigners would be saying Indians would have no punctuality only. They will be no not punctual in time. They will be not punctual in what they say. But now I've heard the new thing that all the foreigners will say Indians don't know how to say no. We Indians think that when we say no, others will get hurt, but they will get more hurt when we say yes and we don't do that thing. I have a friend, I don't want to mention his name. He'll always say, whatever I say, I itself will know he can't do that. I'll ask, can you do, if you can, sure, Alice, I'll do that. I promise you, I'll do that. And the next second, he'll disappear. I'll be calling, and I'll be longing for him. And the fraction of a second, he will disappear, and I'll be in anger, and I'll be bursting out why did you do that? If you can't, you should have said that. No, I was in some work issues. At last also he will don't confess himself that I can't do. I was stuck with some work. I was stuck with some personal issues. That's why I didn't do it. If not, I will have definitely done it for you, Alice. You'll say that we would have all come across. By thinking by saying that all are laughing, all would have some friend like that, I think. So everyone should learn to say no. And not only I would like to raise a question to our reviewer. You said that you should say learn to say no, but gracefully. I don't get that by how to say gracefully. At starting, I used to start saying no. Everyone started saying she is so arrogant. She is telling you everything in a rude manner. How could she tell like that? How could she be like this? At first, I came to Tamil Nadu from being in Karnataka. They started saying all Karnataka peoples will be like this only. They will be so rude in their speaking. I can't understand. I said no because I can't. But how could I be graceful to them and go? As years passed, I learned by myself. But for some viewers, they will be in this questions. I think I could hear some voices also, asking how could I say no, but also gracefully. This was also is like a controversy for me. So I would raise this question for the presenter. And next, to next point, as he said, always carry a book with you. Carrying, he also said many positive things about carrying book, reading book. It will improve your vocabulary. It will improve your imagination. It will give a workout to your brain. It's the greatest brain exercise. As I already said in past programs, also research have said that. A person who reads a book lives longer than a person who doesn't read a book. It's a research also. So everyone should read a book and always carry a book. Always carrying a book, simply having it is not useful, I think. As I said earlier, a book is like a garden that you're keeping in your pocket. If you have a garden, you should explore it. You should see that. You should explore all the fruits and vegetables that gives. You should explore the happiness. You should explore the fresh air. But only you're simply keeping it in the pocket, you can't get anything from the book. So everyone should think about it. A book is every book as a garden that you're keeping in your pocket, and you should read that. And as the last point, he said that listening habit. I heard about pastor that he itself said, I'm not a good reader. I couldn't say that I'm a good reader, but I'm a good listener, he said. I was little bit suspicious. He's saying himself that he's not a good reader but is a listener. But he has come forward to present a book. How could he be contrary in this thing? I thought, but he made all of us to become a good listener by his presentation. That's the biggest success for him, I could say. And everyone should listen. As Pastor said, we should stop our temptation to interrupt.
The title of
Uh,
this program is Talking Book, no?
Speaking books.
Speaking book.
Yes,
So when book speaks, we must be a listener. That's what.
listen. Yes, thank you, Pastor. And we should listen and we should stop our temptation to interrupt in anything. I've seen many, and 9 out of 10, we could say that they will be always interrupting in that. No, 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 I have some point. No, that's have controversy in my point. They won't listen it fully itself. If they listen it fully, they don't have anything to interrupt. They will be always interrupting, and and the person who's speaking will stop itself. We don't have to tell them itself, they won't get it itself at last time they will stand up and walk away from that area. So everyone should listen. In this world, it's a very uh, toughest thing to listen. Everyone has their own point and everyone has their own platform. They're preparing their own platform to say whatever they want to say, whatever it's right or wrong. They will say, keep on saying whatever they want by preparing their own platform. And as Pastor said, we should think. We should be good thinker. For starting, we should think. In this youth generation, I could say, so many youths are very lazy to think itself. If they want anything, they'll start suddenly take their phone and they'll be starting googling itself. They won't think by their own self. They won't think to get answer by their own. They won't think to get the words from their grannies or from their mom and dad or from their experience. They will suddenly start to google, because of the technology will give us the fast development and fast information for us. They won't think if it is true or false, if it is good or bad. We should get information, we should get the answer, because without thinking we should be lazy and we should get our information from our hands itself. That's the youth thought today. And I would like to say that every youth, keep thinking, give your brain work, carry a book with yourself, be a good listener, don't think opposite manner of success. They think that success is behind all the challenges and obstacles you come. And I personally thank Robinson Peter Pastor so much for getting this book for us to review. And I hope all the viewers will be very excited and will be very benefited by this. And I won't let you to forget the question I raised, Pastor. I raised that if one could say no, how could he say no gracefully? Please answer, Pastor. I think, Pastor, am I audible for you?
The simple one sentence answer is get this book and go through this book.
You made your review as a top thing by this answer, I think, Pastor. So, everyone who are having this question, please buy this book and read. And I thank all the participants here for giving their feedback, and a great salute and thanks for our reviewer. I think all would have get benefited by this book, and I hope before our next sitting itself, everyone would have read this book, including me. Tomorrow itself, I will be starting to read this book. And thank you all the viewers for sitting this. And until then, we are until meeting with you on the next program. This is me, Aalish Evangeline, and my host, Sister Jemima Lazar, and all the team of Speaking Books here signing off. Thank you, everyone, viewers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you very
wonderful
much.
speech.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.